Good morning and happy Tuesday 10 at 10. I am your host, Richard Charpentier, and every week we take your question that were sent to Bakerpedia, and we try within 10 minutes to answer your questions the best we can. So first questions today, we have someone that says on the tortillas, it says, hi, I have some sort of issue while mixing dough for flour tortilla. SSL appears in dough, it comes as a granule using 100 grams per 10 kilograms. While it is in its powdered form, I've tried to pre-mix in hot water and also tried to mix it in dry form, but the issue is still there. So I like the question, but you're not giving me enough. So I'm only assuming that when you use it in hot water and cold water, you're not dissolving or the solubility, because that's why you're putting it in water. So SSL is highly soluble in hot water, so you should not have any issues with SSL and the fact, as long as you're using a food grade, you should be good with it, and also the level at which you use. If you're talking about why are you using SSL in your sodium stearoyl lactylate in your product, and how come it's not dissolving properly? And if you're using the 100 grams per 10 kilo of flour, so that gets you to almost like a 1%, which is, as the recommended usage level is 0.3 to 0.5%. So you might be exceeding, but I'm not sure exactly what issue you are seeing with SSL, since you just said the issue is still the same, but you're not talking about the issue. So solubility, the thing I would look at, what is the grade of the SSL you're getting? Do you have any foreign material in there, which it looks like it's not dissolving? And double check the regulated amount or within the area where you live, to see that you're not exceeding SSL for your product, and what seems to be the issue you're getting for your product. But thank you for reaching out, and thank you for the question. Now moving on to another question. How do I bake? I do bake cake using alcohol as a preservative, but now I want to go into baking of cupcakes and increase in larger quantities, and I do not know what kind of preservative to use. Please assist me. Very good question. So in order to, there are some countries that are allowed to use alcohol as a preservation, and not everywhere can you do that. If you're in the US, it's not, you cannot do that. So you have to use other methods and other means. And based on the regulation, if you can use alcohol to do it, can you do it in your country? If it's in the US, if you were to get extended shelf life, which that's what you're asking, you have to basically formulate for it. Because in order to assist you, I wish I could just give you all the answers within 2 minutes, and then you're ready to go. Product development takes time, takes dedication. It's something where it requires understanding what formula, what shelf life, what's your bakery like in terms of sanitation program, ingredients, processing, and packaging will be the important criteria to get there. And plus, to build inline specifications and to build quality control points within your operation to ensure that not only you can do it once, but it's consistent and you get the same product day in and day out after you establish all that. On average, establishing a program, I'll give you an example. If it's a cupcake, when we did some work like that for a large manufacturer, I know everything as just as a comparison for you to compare, it would take us between 6 months up to 2 years of work in order to validate it, and with a team of people. So just be, conscientious of the fact that it takes time to do good quality work. You can, and because that's when now it goes beyond just baking. Now you're talking about using science and measuring every important criteria and control points within your system in order for you to ensure that the quality of your cupcake will be as good from day 1 or day 30 or day 60 or day 90, whatever you're trying to do your shelf life. So, and when I worked in the past, I also did extended shelf life of products for the US military, where we had a muffin with ambient lasting for 18 months. So shelf life is what's your distribution and how far do you want to distribute and what do you want to, because if you use higher quality ingredients, you might want to reduce the shelf life, especially in the cupcake. But there's a lot of solutions around shelf life and using quality ingredients and packaging, but everything comes about how much time and money do you want to invest into your project in order to get it to be where it is. But again, if you go to Bakerpedia, they're on bakery resources, you can hire a consultant, and we're here to help and assist you with your project. So, but good question. Thank you for sending it. Now for the last question. How much powdered soy lecithin should be needed to replace one egg yolk? And it's per a video that Dr. Lin explained how to replace eggs when one of the sponsor with Arla. When it comes to lecithin and soy lecithin and the powdered form, it will vary greatly from one vendor to another. Because the amount of lecithin that you have to use to replace something is also dependent upon other factors, such as the pH of your finished product, the inclusion of different proteins you're putting in, the gum, and the salt and sugar concentration will make it vary. So there's not one single number. And remember, with each lecithin that you get, you can go to vendors of lecithin or manufacturers of lecithin coming either in liquid or powdered form, and each lecithin they have more than one, and it has to do also on the HLB chart, which is the hydrophilic lipophilic balance. And based on the type of system and how much fat you have and how much you want to use. So remember, when it comes to replacing eggs, and that's what a good friend of mine told me, chicken don't lay eggs to make cakes. Not at all. It's a biological thing. So each egg varies. So now you're trying to replace it. But first, you have to understand what functionality do you want your eggs to perform in your baked product. So if you're using fresh eggs, are they pasteurized eggs? Are they ambient? Because I've seen them saturated with sugar. So you have to start there and then determine what works best in order to give you either the volume or there are things you can do. So it's more than just lecithin to replace an egg. So I hope it answered your question. But thank you very much again. We'll wrap it up for listening to Tuesday 10 at 10. I'll see you next week, and happy baking. Thank you.